There you go.
Oh,
Now you're live.
now they got us going on. And since we got a new piece of equipment, I guess I got to go live every time. So I'm good. I'm good. Now can you hear me, Pastor?
Yes,
Are we
sir.
live yet? We're on the air.
Live and living color.
Okay, I
2026.
just bought a new piece of equipment, and I guess it disrupts my intro, but that's all right. We in the 2026. Welcome everybody. Everybody that's coming into the show right now. This is my first time seeing Pastor in 2026. So, Pastor, how do you feel? I just want to know how you feel. That's all I want to know.
Happy New Year. Blessed to be in the new year. And God that brought us out of 2025 is going to bring us to 2026. Not trying to get religious or spiritual tonight, but just making sure I give him the glory and the praise because he's always in everything we do. Glad to be back on the show. I posted on my page that we're live, that we're back in the saddle. We're back in the saddle.
We're at it again. We're at it again. And there's so much going on out there, Pastor. And I was hoping that Byron came on because he seemed like he was fired up. But he must be busy. I hope that he come in.
Excited at least.
Yeah, you know, Byron was on another level. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna sit back and watch the fireworks go on this show because you and Byron was out there.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I'm gonna say this every time that I get on the air, and I'm gonna say it right now. Jasmine is running. Don't forget about Jasmine Crockett running in the state of Texas. Please don't forget about her. She needs money. She needs any kind of contribution you can give to her campaign. Let's make a difference this year. Let's not just sit back and wait for everybody else to tell us what we can do and what we can't do. It's too many times that we didn't have the opportunity just to speak up, get up off our sofa and go vote, as Byron Glass say. And Pastor Reagan said like this, put the gas to the pedal and don't let up. And Byron Glass says, if you don't vote this time, it's over. It's over. You might as well just stop doing it. Because if the Republicans continue to go where they're going, they don't tell them where we're headed. So, Pastor, come on in. I'm sorry. I'm just taking up all the time.
Yes, sir. What's in your show tonight, Ryan? Tell me
see my screen resized and everything. The U.S. as a global police justified or overreach.
Sir, the premise of your show title to me is fictitious. Not because you said it, because that's what we act like we are as the United States. Mm-hmm. Even in the details of the show, you made some references to Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, and George W. Bush, and Barack Obama.
I got it. I can show them what you're talking about, Pastor.
Yes, right. So all of the different times that we've interfered or interacted across the world, whether it be Reagan was down in Lebanon and over in the Iran Contra scandal.
I just went back to Bush. I figured you was gonna go all the way back, but I just went back to George W. Bush.
I know, me, I'm a historian. I can't help myself. Whether it be Iraq or Gulf War, number one, with George H.W. Bush, Iraq with George W. Bush, whether it be Afghanistan, and let's go on and on. But what we're dealing with now is nothing related to that at all. What we're dealing with now is a con man, a felon who is lawless. Okay?
PG.
He's lawless. Let me tell you what. Today, national news says this: 12,000 documents have been released from the Epstein files. Guess how many documents are still not released? 2 million. And they claim to have 400 lawyers looking at 2 million documents. What Donald Trump is doing is nothing to do with police in the world. It's three things at play here: greed, power, and cover up of his crimes. See, he got reelected so that everything that Jack Smith found will be done away with. Everything that Fannie Wilson found will be done away with. Everything that Judge Kentucky, I can't say her name, down in Washington, D.C. was dealing with will be done away with. He got reelected on those premises. Now that he's reelected and the Epstein files will be released, he has to do some other stuff that he figured, if I'll do things like bring us into war, I could risk the rest of the world fighting with the United States instead of the United States fighting with me. Let me say it again. I feel like the spirit of my grandpa coming to me, in which he would tell you how you bait and switch. Instead of us worrying about, how many 13 and 14-year-old girls he might have molested or raped, we now have to worry about whether the United States is going to go at war with the UN or NATO. You see? Let me explain something to you. Donald Trump lies and says this. I did my research. I did my own research tonight. He lied and said he stopped 7 or 8 wars. They said in August 2025, Armenia and Azerbaijan, he did a little peace agreement, but things still remain unsolved. He called them in, let's do a peace agreement, say I'll stop this war, but the issues are still not resolved. Cambodia and Thailand, he all of a sudden in July 2025, there was a border conflict. They put together a little agreement, but in October they start fighting again. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, they signed a peace deal at the White House December 2025 after a previous agreement in June. But the conflict is ongoing. Fighting continued after the signings. He was doing all this trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, let me keep going. Egypt and Ethiopia. He claimed they have kept peace between the two nations. Tell me they fighting about the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam on the Nile River. Country's not in full-blown war, but in intense disagreements. But he claimed that he did something about it and it's still unresolved. What it does now, he gets his daily briefings that he used to not read. He now reads those briefings and then make lies off of them. Okay? India and Pakistan, 2 nuclear-armed neighbors reached a ceasefire in May 2025. Pakistan created the United States mediation, but India said America was not even involved. But Trump said Pakistan said we help. Hey, our cause peace. Israel and Hamas, you know what's going on Israel and Hamas. They still fighting. While they hiding Netanyahu, hiding him from criminal prosecution. Israel and Iran, they had to bombing each other. Then all of a sudden the bombing stopped. And guess what Trump says? I cause peace with Israel and Iran. Serbia and Kosovo. That's way back from Bill Clinton. He talking about, well, we have a 2020 economic normalization from the first term of evidence of stopping a potential war. I kept them from going to war. Man, Bill Clinton did that in the 90s. That's all for trying to distract you for what he's really doing elsewhere. Now, let's get going. Meanwhile, look what he's done. While he's supposed to stop all these wars, look who he didn't bomb. He done bombed Iraq. Somebody bombing ISIL. He done bombed Iran, called Operation Midnight Hammer. In Nigeria, he's sitting there bombing people, talking about the Muslim killing Christians. He killing Muslims and Christians on Christmas Day. Somalia, he got airstrikes against Somalia. To my ISIS in Somalia. ISIS not in Somalia. Syria, to my they got ISIS positions over there. They bombing in Syria. Went into Yemen, bombing over there. Capturing all these boats, fishermen killing fishermen, talking about their drug boats. And now they went into Venezuela, took the president and his wife illegally because you know why? He wants China, Russia, Iran, and the rest of the people stop dealing with oil with them. Don't do no oil with those people. Just do oil with us. For all my cronies that's in the oil business. And now, guess what? We want Greenland. And you know what NATO was saying? No, sir. If you come out to Greenland, Denmark and NATO will fight the USA. We're not policing the world. We have a criminal that's using the power of the United States, standing behind the United States presidential seal, doing criminal acts like he's a gangster or a mobster. And I'll stand on 2 feet and tell him to his face he is. I'm not scared of him because if you wrong, you're wrong. And that's what he's doing. We're not policing the world. We're stealing from people. It's greed, it's power, and cover up from the Epstein files. I digress.
BG, come on in, man. We've been waiting on this.
Hey, this take me back to them old days of the smoking glass hour. Riggins is on fire. I'm sitting here listening. I'm loving everything he's saying. I'm agreeing with him 100%. You got a thug that's in office that's doing thuggish things, and you got thuggish people following him. Man, at the end of the day, Malcolm said it best. These chickens about to come on the roost, because what's going to happen is he going to pull the trigger on one of these places, and he going to regret it.
Yes, sir. When you try to go take Greenland, he got to play. We need Greenland. No. He wants to go around acting like he's Putin. He wants to act like we're a strong man. No, he's recognized this second time around. He's recognized the power of the United States, and he got Hesed, who is a criminal. That's a criminal. The things they're doing are criminal, man. It's criminal. If the Hague Court, if the UN really had any want to stand up, and they don't want to stand up and bring us to trial, they could start calling for them to be put on trial for the things they're doing. We cannot in no way say that we're doing anything that's right. See, we were on the borderline of that when George W. Bush was lying with Colin Powell about going in Iraq. We were lying about it to try to take down Saddam Hussein, and we wanted the oil, we never got the oil. We was on the border of this kind of stuff. But now it's blatant. We went and took that man and his wife because we wanted the oil out of Venezuela, or the control of the oil in Venezuela. Now he said, I want to go out to Colombia. I want to go out to Cuba. Cuba is nothing but a bunch of African-American people. Let me say it again. You don't have to be in the United States to be African-American. If you're on the Western Hemisphere, you're in the American Hemisphere. Cuba is full of African-American people running that country, and that's why you see everybody on them boats look like Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, because the pink-skinned people run from the African-American people running Cuba. My grandfather told me this in the 1980s. We're going to go take Cuba next.
And Riggins, here's my question. If he wanted to go in and remove people from power, which he don't have the authority to do that, why has he not done that to Benjamin Netanyahu? Why has he not done that to Vladimir Putin, who has killed more people in Ukraine in the last 6 months than most places have had deaths in an entire decade? Again, Netanyahu is nothing but a criminal himself. That's why Mandarin is saying if he came back to New York, he was going to exercise his duty, even though he may not have the authority to do it. Here's the deal, Riggins, I agree with you. We're no longer policing. Okay, we're no longer have the respect from those who respected us. So what's going to happen is this. I think those other people, other places are looking back and saying, can you really believe that these people are allowing these things to happen? We better start preparing ourselves. And once a boxer started preparing himself for the ring, he's ready to fight.
Yes, sir. If you want to spill biblical implications, we're the second beast. The second beast rolls up out of the sea. We come up out of the sea. When did we come out of the sea? 1619, Jamestown. We come up out of the sea with slavery. We came out of the sea and started a nation built on the promises that we belong to God, but we're not a Christian nation. We're heinous. God ain't going to bless America. God's going to curse America. I just hate that we'll be part of it. I'm being honest about it.
Well, somebody got to say it faster, and somebody has to be on point, because if we're depending on what's coming from our government, it's not going to happen. Because it seems like every time this fool decides that he wants to do something different or against the rules, his party just jumps on board with him. And every time it seems like everybody that's on the outside, especially with this kidnapping, I'm gonna call it what it was. It's kidnapping, because you go into another man's country and you take him out of there, but you claim that he's a criminal. But hell, didn't you get convicted? Are you not a convicted criminal sitting in the office of the president of the United States?
Hey, Ron, but you're right. See, here's the deal. He has been convicted. These other people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the point that I should be making, is that he has been convicted. But I brought up this map to show y'all a few things. See, this is the Bahamas. The U.S. pretty much control this area right here. This is Puerto Rico. Cuba is what they're trying to control. You remember when this gold star is representing the the Gulf of the Americas. What is it? Gulf of Americas instead of the Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
Remember, he tried to change all of that.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at this picture, here's Colombia right here, and here's where Venezuela is. Now we already got Panama, basically all these little small countries in our belts right here. Where that red thing is coming across there, that's the new railroad that the Chinese are trying to build across Mexico, and they're funding it. But see, what we messed up as Americans is we want to go into these countries and we want to try to run the whole country. We want to subsidize and give them food and all that. But what the Chinese do, where that red marker is, the only thing they're going to do is build. They're going to bring their people from their country to come in and construct that railroad across that little part to compete with the Panama Canal. And then once they compete with the Panama Canal, they only improve the roads in their country for them to go back and forth to work. Other than that, they don't add nothing. That's the reason why the U.S. is caught in all of these different places around the world, because they try to be the American police of this area. And as Pastor say, he wanted to conquer Greenland. If you look up to the northeast, where the United States, up above Newfoundland, that's where Greenland is. It's almost like he's setting up a blockade where if you can't come in here, and that's one of the big reasons why he's trying to call this the Gulf of Americas instead of the Gulf of Mexico. Because all these countries, whatever the United States has been doing for years and years, China has came all the way from China and started making deals with all these little Colombia, Venezuela, all along up in here. They've been working with him. So now he's trying to justify coming back when he never put anything into those countries.
No.
Never.
Let me tell you what's going
on.
So
I just want to show the map so people.
Keep the map right there. Keep the map right there. I've believed since I was in my 20s, and we may all be going on to our reward.
To glory.
China is going to take over the United States. I was wondering how China was going to do it, because remember Japan tried by bombing Pearl Harbor and it failed. Now I see. If you build a railroad in Mexico, China going to get on that railroad and come on up north. Let me say it again. You build a railroad in Mexico, you fly to Mexico, get on the railroad and come up north and see what happens.
That's what I was trying to say right here. If you look at China, don't even have to get, as long as it's called the Gulf of Mexico, that's international waters. If you call it the Gulf of Americas, that's not international waters. And I'm not trying to get off.
It's still international water. I don't care what you name it, it's still international waters. Trump is playing checkers while China is playing chess. Trump is playing checkers while Putin is playing chess. Now we talk about the Democrats playing checkers versus chess with the Republicans. That's peanuts to what we're dealing with in the world, on the world stage. Trump is playing checkers because he got a 4-year deal as president, and he hoped that Vance can take over. But the people like Putin and the Emperor of China and stuff, they lifelong dictators. And so what he's trying to get accomplished won't happen, but it's going to give us lifelong trouble. That's what I'm trying to say.
Glass, you got something you want to add to that?
I don't know. I'm delving in, man.
So it's a lot to what Trump's trying to do, but right now, everything that he has done, I'm gonna take that down because I want to.
That's the railroad right there. Yeah. All you need to do is get on that railroad. You fly into Mexico. They give you a landing.
You know the reason why I'm gonna bring up this other map.
And march up.
Yeah, the real reason why I'm gonna bring up this other map is because China also uses the Panama Canal to come through this area right here, so they don't have to sail all the way around South America to come back up. China uses this. So what would happen if China just came between Florida and Cuba?
Right.
It came right down to the railroad.
Right. They come in the boats between Florida and Cuba. They get on the railroad. Get on the railroad to get their land troops in, and then they got the air troops right there above Mexico airspace. We got war going right there. War right at the bottom, coming up to war right there. You got the land, air, and sea right there. What we gonna do?
It's really, even though they claim that their military is is not equal to the United States because of the technology, it's enough of them to mess up.
Yes, sir.
And still give us a problem.
Yes, sir.
It's enough of them to mess up because they can produce more. They can, whatever we can produce, they can produce 10 times that amount. And they proved it by the goods. So look, go around your house and tell me how many things you don't see in your house that don't say China on it. So they can outproduce us in everything, in every which way that they want to. But if we don't clean up this area at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, if we don't clean that up, and if China, if we allow Mexico to let China come in and build that railroad, you're right, Pastor. You call that right. We're gonna be right. We're gonna be chickens for being plucked. That's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be chickens for being plucked because we're gonna be plucked. We're gonna be some plucked chickens.
The chicken will come home to roost. We're gonna deserve
that
it.
That too. And we can continue talking about this as much as we want to, but Trump has put us in a precarious position around the world. He has our used to be friends turning against us. Yeah. He has our used to be allies turning against us. Anybody that was a potential to come our way that used to want to visit America, if you don't believe that that's a problem, they say go to Las Vegas. Las Vegas can't even support themselves because most of their clients was coming from overseas to have a party or whatever, or spend more money in Las Vegas. Now they say the streets of Las Vegas are empty. Why? Because we got terrorists. They don't know what's going on. We got a president that's sitting in office that really don't care about nothing but himself and his family being enriched. So, Pastor, I don't know if I talked too long or if I took away from the subject, but I think that we got to look at it from all angles, and I think that we got to understand that this man is not the person to be in office at this time. During these troubling times, he's not that person.
But I'm gonna say this though, Baron.
Ron,
the one starting the trouble. Let's just imagine for a moment if Kamala Harris was president. Mm-hmm. None of this would be going on. It'd be the Gulf of Mexico. Venezuela would not be an issue. We wouldn't be blowing up no drug boats. We would be making peace agreements all across the world. Probably the deal in Israel and Hamas would have been settled for real because we'd have put the strength of the hands in trying to have a Palestinian state, not with a crook Netanyahu. We'd have helped Ukraine put pressure on Russia to end the war instead of playing on both sides of the fence, worrying about what he wearing to a meeting and all that stuff. See, we can't. It's not what's happening because it did not happen. But Trump is the trouble. He is the problem.
He is the problem, and Trump plays from a different perspective than everybody else that's out there. And here's the reason why I say it, because Trump is in this for self-gain. He don't care whether or not you, me, and everybody else eat, because it's going to be food on that White House table when he gets ready to eat.
A bunch of hamburgers and Diet Cokes.
Yeah, but people need to understand that he's not in this for your best interest. Most of the presidents that they had to. I'm gonna put this back up on the stage, but most of the presidents that we had, they were in it. They at least gave the illusion that they was in it for the people somewhat.
Yes,
he's not playing that
for the national interest.
Yeah, for the interest of
they use all that terminology, national interest, but it's one interest that is Trump's interest.
And this is one of the things that this chart right here shows you that it puts emphasis on. None of these presidents, I don't care who's in there, even Trump in the first term, none of them kidnap a person that was in charge of their country. This is the first time in history when you go get America. You hear about other countries doing it, but you never heard about America going out and doing anything like what was just transpired in America. And even in all of this, as Pastor was saying, even the Epstein files are still out there. It's taken away from the Epstein files. It's so much that's taken away from that it's hard to get back to. Affordable health care. Mm-hmm. It's taken away from that. I mean, what happened to December the 31st? Wasn't it supposed to be? If it wasn't set up right, if it didn't come out the right way, didn't our Democratic representatives say that they was gonna shut down the government again? You ain't even heard nothing about it.
You can't shut it down. No, because they weren't about him kidnapping somebody.
All the stuff that they put on the table that was supposed to be important, it's all went away. And if you look at the Epstein files that they released, Pastor, I don't know what that is. It looked like a checkerboard with all of the racing going on, and then they released it. And some people on the internet then found a way to get it where you can still see it. We must be a rinky-dink country because we can't even get stuff coming out of our government redacted in the right way. So I'm just at a loss, Pastor. I've been scratching my head.
Files still out there. And he's all in those files, man. He even told him this stuff. He says a 14-year-old girl has a right to consent. He said it on social. He's telling you that he's done something with them girls.
He is telling you that, but when it first came out, they was trying to tie all that stuff to the Democrats and what was going on, and that stuff didn't stick with hardly any of them. I'm not saying that they was innocent, but it didn't stick. They didn't have that concrete evidence to actually tie them back in. I haven't seen it. And they did a lot of redacting. Hell, if you don't have nothing to hide, just turn the files out. That stuff happened a long time ago. It happened a long time ago. So why not just release the files? Hey, BG, glad you're back. But Pastor, and BG, I'm at a loss.
Well, they're not going to. You heard they said that it could take up to 8 years now to do this. See, the man has already said, based on Marjorie Taylor Greene, there are some powerful people that he's trying to protect, and he owes allegiance to them. So if he don't do what he say he gonna do, then they'll unleash on him. See, it's all about quid pro quo. It's something for something. You do this for me, I do this for them. Now here's the deal, Pastor. I'm two up here. Why would he ever consult to all people but not to Congress? It ain't making no sense to me.
No, Pastor had to step out for a minute, but Glass, it doesn't make sense to me as for the way the government is supposed to work. You can't hear me? Glass, you can't hear me? It must be me, because Pastor, when he was in, I can see you, I can hear you. Go ahead and talk, Glass. I'm gonna see what's going on. You talk. I'm using sign language, and let me add BG back to the stage. I can see you. Can you hear me, BG?
Yeah, but I'm up there twice.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to take you down. Getting ready to take you down. Wave your hand so I can know which one I'm taking down. Okay, got you. So BJ, I just want to say, I was trying to get you to talk because I thought you couldn't hear me, but I just want to say, what are we supposed to do as a people? I mean, right now we should be focusing on the midterm elections. All this other stuff that's coming up, I don't know. You can't even get airway time.
Hey, Ron, I think we still got to keep the foot on the gas and don't let up, because the midterm election is vital. You hear them coming out now saying that if they lose, he's going to be impeached or whatever the case may be. They already know that. So they're trying to rally their troops by continuing to dog whistle, dog whistle, dog whistle. We got to continue to scream, scream, scream on the bullhorn and say, look, you got to go vote. You got to go vote. You got to go vote. You see what this man is doing. If you give him another 2 years, it's going to be hell to pay.
It is. We're never, what did you say? It's over.
It's over.
It's done. We might as well just stick a fork in and call it a day, because it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
See, we thought it was bad when we left 2 weeks ago. I didn't think that we would come back and it was worse than what it was then.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would come back and see that. We were saying then, what else could happen? The Epstein files coming out, we headed toward the midterm elections. We had a couple other things that was on fire at that time that was just digging into the Republicans. Then all of a sudden we come back from here. We're in a whole different space, Byron.
Yeah, a whole different ball game. People don't know what to do. You going in and you taking a man from another country. I mean, hypothetically, what if somebody were to try to do that here?
Hey guys, did y'all notice this? My
Go
laptop
ahead.
didn't die. My laptop didn't die. No, it just said
Okay.
you encountered a problem and shut my whole computer down.
I believe it.
Cash
You're
Patel,
talking about the wrong thing.
Cash Patel, Cash Patel, Cash Patel. I'm not scared of you. Anyway, go ahead.
No, you when you was gone, what we were talking about is how we've been off for 2 weeks. And before we left, we was wondering what could go wrong. You know, it seemed like the Democrats they had that knife digging in the side of the Republicans with holding them accountable. But
Yeah.
when December 31st passed, that went out the window. Then before we could recover and ask what's going on, even on other social media, it was on fire from other social media channels before we left. When we left to take our little vacation or whatever, it was on fire out there. But now everybody's quiet. It's like they don't know what to talk about, what to say. They lost their perspective or whatever. I just don't know, Byron. I'm at a loss. And I think I lost one of my cameras.
Well,
Go ahead.
And look at it, Riggins. CBS is now changed. MSNBC is now changed. You know, all of these networks. You know, again, Riggins, you said it best earlier. See, it's one thing to play checkers on a local stage, but when you're playing chess on a global stage, that means you're trying to conquer the world.
Yes, right. And that he wants to do a new world order. It's not going to work. He's acting like he's one of those mobsters in New York or somewhere in Chicago, where he bring the family together and sit back on the restaurant somewhere and talking about how they're going to take over the streets and take over the districts and the wards and all that. That's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
Acting like how you want to try to run the world, America imperialism. You know, we were trying to do that under Woodrow Wilson and stuff like that, and that's how we got in trouble back then. Mm-hmm. Same makeup, a racist guy trying to run the world, and that was that. And remember, when it was the Spanish-American War with Theodore Roosevelt and all that kind of stuff? That was the problem going on then. Mexican-American War, all that stuff was happening. The same concept. You're doing it in the 21st century. And one thing the Colombian president says, he says, Trump, you see now, and that's true too. Because mixed with all this stuff, he's sick. He's mentally sick. I think he's physically sick. They keep having these MRIs on him, all this kind of stuff. He's sick.
But one thing I tell you, Riggins, is you know, sometimes when the bullet goes and punch, you know, one of the students at school.
Yeah.
The problem is not the ones that you see saying something. It's the ones that's sitting over there in the corner strategizing how they gonna get this person back. And you can rest assured, everything that's being done now, somebody's sitting back in the cut and they waiting for us.
You know it is. It's China, I believe.
Yeah.
It's China. Because see, he keep on about tariffs and China, all that stuff, and then take it, pull it back, take it, pull it back. China ain't saying nothing about us militarily, not saying nothing. What Ron showed me tonight, since the last 20 years, I'm like, oh, how China gonna do it? I see how they gonna do it now. You start out talking about commerce. See, the railroad is commerce. You use it for commercial first. You use it for business first. But if need be, that same railroad is a military device.
Yeah, because China has to come across their water through the Gulf to get there. It's almost like where Taiwan sits in China.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's almost the same concept. You know, it's close. If it's in international waters, you're coming across there. If you can call it the Gulf of Americas, you might be able to say, no, you can't come through there. Or at least you can solicit if you take those front countries out of the way, like Cuba and all the rest of it. But he didn't want that. Ain't no American president ever wanted Cuba because they didn't see there's no monetary value in there. Because they basically are they don't have all.
Obama wanted it the right way. Remember he sent Jay-Z?
I remember he did.
And they opened it up and we found there was 100 black people in the Congress and all that kind of stuff. Obama was going about it the diplomatic, right, correct way. Sitting with Raul at what you call it?
Because I want to make a point when you
over at what's his name funeral? Mandela's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Obama was trying to do it the right way. Okay. Trump looks at it and said, wait a minute, we're going to do it the wrong way. We're going to then take stuff from them. We don't want to make friends with them. We want to go and bully them, like Baron Glass is saying. And I'm telling you something. Somebody going to punch back. And the sad thing about it is a lot of Americans going to suffer from that too.
We already suffering because you can't travel. I mean, traveling is America. I mean, this Venezuela stuff messed up so much stuff because Venezuela is the largest country on the north end of probably the most developed country on this end, because they shut down the airports. Most of the traveling, they would travel to Venezuela and get a flight out to all this the islands and stuff like that. But now it's all messed up. The Europeans network, they can't even get out of Venezuela. They sitting at the airports waiting to get a flight out, but it's a no-fly zone. So, yeah, you're right. It's going to be messed up. It's going to be messed up for a while.
No, sir. What I'm saying about this is sooner or later, whether it be some kind of chemical warfare or something, someone come up from the south on Arizona, Texas, and California. Some of our people going to end up getting hurt eventually, whether it's a missile or something. Say you find a way to hide a missile and get it to the railroad and shoot the missile from the railroad at the United States.
Pastor, just think about it. If they disguise
we think we got the best technology. You can disguise anything. You see what I'm saying?
They can take a regular ship and disguise it and put nothing but troops on the inside of it while we sitting there looking at it, calling it a ship or oil ship or whatever.
Yes.
That was, and I'm gonna bring up his name not in reference to what's going on right now, but if you ever went to the country of Germany, you would know how Hitler, the stuff that Hitler put in place, and if all these countries, I just talked about this not too long ago. If all them countries wouldn't have banded together, we all probably would be speaking German by now.
Yes, sir.
And that's because Hitler came and he came in and he wanted to attack everybody. That was his downfall.
Let me tell you something. Europe will be speaking Germany and we'll be speaking Japanese. Because he promised Japan the United States. Join the war on our side, bomb the United States. When it's over with, you'll get the United States. We'd all be speaking Japanese over here.
Well,
but I'm trying to say,
I understand what you're saying, but I also know that there was a deterrent from Japan ever doing.
Within 50 years or less, a lot of people here might be speaking Chinese.
Yeah, but I knew the only thing I'm gonna say doing that Japan thing, it was something that happened that basically deterred that whole situation. And that was Hiroshima. When they dropped that bomb on Hiroshima,
right.
They took the pride and everything out of the Japanese from even wanting to invade America.
No, but the plan was, I'm saying, what Hitler's plan was.
Yeah, I understand.
Right, yeah.
So I just want to say, as we look at this whole thing, it's a lot that's going on. You got a lot of people with nuclear weapons, and I really don't have anyone y'all figured out what the response has been, in a true response in Venezuela. I looked at all my media sources, and I'm getting a mixed cup of tea. Some of them wanted them out, some of them wanted them to stay. I don't know. And then one last thing, Pastor, and then I'm gonna let you have it. What about that vice president that's in there right now?
Yeah, no, here's the deal. Most Americans said he was a crook, but we broke the laws to go get him. And if it was about the drugs, what about the men he just pardoned with the 45-year drug sentence? Everybody knows about the oil. He even let all of his oil cronies, friends that trade on the stock market, know the day before so they can be getting ready to make money off the stock market. It's all about greed and power, and it's about lying. It's nothing about drugs. It's nothing about the safety of America, nothing like that. And now, the night he put out the statement, they said the United States says for Venezuela to go forward, the only oil partner they must have in the world is the United States. Cut out Russia, cut out China, cut out Iran, cut out everybody else.
Here's the question I want to ask you, Pastor, is this, and let me try to formulate this the right way because I want it to come out the right way. You know, Venezuela was the largest oil deposit. And you know, when Saudi Arabia had started making deals with China, And so when they start making deals with China, it's only the two major oil deposits out there is Saudi Arabia and then Venezuela and then China. Venezuela and then I think it's Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, and then Russia. Russia has a large oil deposits out there, but it's almost like that was their whole intention was to go in there and take over the oil fields. It didn't have nothing to do with that guy. He could have ran drugs. Hell, all of Trump's cronies probably have drugs. I mean, even if you look at that Trump's son, they got pictures of him wiping his nose and his powder around it. So, all of his people use drugs. So that can't be the reason why he's going after it.
No, I'm telling you, literally, I'm telling you, ABC News tonight said they gave an ultimatum to Venezuela today. Stop dealing. If you want to go far, get your country back on track. This is what you got to do. Just do oil with us. That's the main reason why he went there.
So Byron Glass, I got a question for you. I'm gonna bring this chart back up because I want to add it to the stage. And this is not the first time we've seen this. This is not the first time we've seen this. Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, Osama bin Laden. And I'm going to tell you what all three of them had in common. They all were trained by the U.S. They all were brought to the country and trained by the U.S. At one time, they was under the U.S. grace.
Yes, to fight against Iran.
Muammar Gaddafi, and Hussein had got together, and they was going to try to turn into a gold, some kind of gold. I forgot what it was. The Dinar. And they wanted to unite their coins, but somehow all of them ended up dead. And that's the reason why I say it's the U.S. needs to sit back sometime and stay in their own lane. You can't run the whole world. You don't have that power no more. You can't. Everybody else is just about as developed as the U.S. in one way or another. And the ones that's not developed right now, they're so far behind the U.S. that we got all these problems going on that we're trying to take care of around the world. But what about what's going on right here? We can't even feed our own kids. Byron Glass, tell us about affordable health care or something that's on this continent that's going to come to us, because we got a lot of problems that we're not even addressing right now.
Well, Ron, my only question is this: is what if 2 or 3 of them other countries decide they want to come and destruct him?
I kind of see what happened.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't care.
I don't, because somehow
down there on Pennsylvania Avenue, and either it's going to be J.D. Vance got to step up, or Speaker of the House got to step up, or the next person be Hakeem. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. See, nobody got hurt. No other people got hurt in that country that wasn't part of the military, part of his people. They in the streets. Some of them celebrating. Some of them mad about it. Business. I'll go to work tomorrow. If they have, I'll go to work tomorrow.
You know something, Pastor. I just want to say this, and you're a history man. You're a historian. We never had a conflict within the border of the U.S. with another country.
We're inviting it, though. We are inviting it.
I'm just saying.
I know.
We never had a conflict. We was always able to reach out and take care of it. But you're right. If 2 or 3 of them decide that they want to do us just like England, France, and Spain got together, and if he's talking about he's going to go in and take all these other countries, and you mentioned Greenland, they're going to have to fight somewhere.
Right, you must forgot about 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an attack. That wasn't outlaw war.
That was, that was guerrilla warfare. That was guerrilla warfare, brother. That was guerrilla warfare, and I went to work the same day and the next day.
I'm gonna tell you something, Pastor. If you go back and look at those countries in Europe when they had wars, I guarantee you, going to work the next day was at least of your problems.
I know
because they were dropping bombs.
Full scale war.
They were
We're talking
dropping
about
bombs.
in him. I'm not talking about full. You don't want no full scale war, but they're inviting it though.
And that's what I'm saying. Going to work would be the least of your problems. If we got in a war with anybody else, it would be the least of your problems.
If China get on that railroad and cover Mexico, we're gonna be in a whole lot of trouble. But I was talking about Barron saying somebody coming to get him. That's the first. Somebody coming to get him. That's not on us. But if they decide to come to get the United States, now here's another thing, Ron. The United States is not giving freedom and liberty across the world. There's two parts to the United States. It's the liberty and freedom, and it's called capitalism. Capitalism means how do we dominate the world markets, world money and stuff. Everywhere we went to all them places was about one thing, OIL, the money. OIL, the money. The movie Avatar,
tie that back together though, Pastor. Tie it back together because the only way that other countries could buy, and so our listeners can understand, the only way other countries could buy oil or make a transaction of oil, they had to use US dollars to do it. And that came back to go back. What's that? It's called Brickman or something agreement after World War II, where they agreed for the purchase of oil to be in US dollars around the world, and then everybody else currency would either just go enough above to cost a little bit more, just enough below. But every piece, every ounce oil that was sold. And that's the reason why they're having a problem right now with Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia want to change from oil to gold.
That's right.
And gold.
They want to change to gold. Here's the deal. That's how we got what we call the Middle East. George S. Patton went across to North Africa when doing World War II. They looked around and saw all the countries over there and all the diamond and gold and stuff. And all they got a lot of oil deposits in Africa too, on the mainland. They do. They built the Suez Canal and say, now this is no longer Africa. Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Israel, none. This is no longer Africa. This is called Middle East now.
Mm-hmm.
And left Egypt on the end of it, but everybody else is called the Middle East. And that was a setup of the United States and Great Britain to now recategorize them as the Middle East, and now want to control the Middle East because we want to control the oil.
Oh, I'm sorry. Glass, you should have got me earlier. Go ahead, Pastor. Keep on talking.
That's in the 1900s. Fast forward to 21st century, it's no longer about them because, like you're saying, Saudi Arabia want to cooperate with China more than with us. So guess what we do? We go in our back door, in our backyard, and go try to get Venezuela now.
Yeah, because we thought we had Saudi Arabia locked and tied because Saudi Arabia just gave the president an airplane. Yeah. But at the same time they gave him this airplane, they negotiating with Russia under the table, negotiating with China under the table, and now they sitting down talking about they want to sell they oil reserves in gold instead of US dollars. So that's basically just flipping the whole concept of what how the US took control over the oil in the first place. So you're right. We're Pastor ain't no telling what's going to happen to the U.S. This may be the fall. I mean, Rome was a great empire too. It took over a lot of places. But every great empire in our history, I could be wrong, has failed. This may be the time that the U.S. is going down that drain. I done lost Pastor Riggins. I done lost Byron Glass. The only one that I see up here is Ron. So I want some comments. If anything that we done talked about made any sense to anybody, and there's some comments out there. I see Pastor Riggins says froze. I'm going to bring him back in. When he comes back up. But if anybody out there in the comments want to make any comments about what's going on, I just cut on the comments. We're out here. We're live. If you want to come into the show, just let me know. I'm going to put up the number if you want to call in. Pastor Riggins is coming back to the stage. They don't want to hear what we're talking about. We're going past where they're at right now. They don't want us to talk about that. I can't hear Pastor at all, so I don't know what's going on. I know that with this new software, I can hear myself. Pastor, try to come in one more time because I can't hear you. You can't hear me? I'm going to remove you and bring you back in. Pastor, come in again because right now I can't. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, if you're out there listening, I know we got some listeners because I can see them. If you want to make a comment or if you want to call into the show, I'm gonna bring this up in just a minute. I see Pastor came back in. I see that I got sound on his part. Let me add him to the stage. Pastor, can you say something? You can't hear me. You can't hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear nothing that you're saying. Only thing that I can do is keep on talking. But if it's anybody want to bring comments to the stage, I'm going to bring Pastor. I'm trying to get work on the background and see what's going on with Pastor's mic back here. Something is definitely going on. Let me see. Yeah, I can hear me. I can hear and I can talk, but I can't hear you. So I'm looking at. Let me see if I can test it. We got the way to test it real quick. I can hear you, Pastor. I can't hear you talk. Let me see if I can get you. Can you say something, Pastor? Can you hear me? I want to apologize for technical difficulties that we have in this right now. I don't know where it's at, where it's coming from. I don't have a way to revert back to anything right now. So if y'all can hear me, just kind of bear with me. I'm not hearing anything. I can see that we're live on the air. I can see myself out there live on the air because I'm still talking on Instagram. I can hear my mic talking, but I can't hear Pastor Riggins. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I really don't know. But anyway, in this day and time, we just got to be ready, be equipped. We got to be prepared for 2026. Not only are we dealing with midterm elections turnout, but we're dealing with a fool that's in office that's trying to go and be the police chief of the world, and that's not going to work in our favor at all because we're going to end up on the short end of the stick on that one too. I'm just looking, and as I look out here, I see things going on. I just can't. I don't know if Pastor calling back in. I hope that he is, because in other words, I'm gonna be. Well, we don't have that long left, but I want Pastor to come in and say a prayer at least before we get off the air. I hope we haven't confused anybody that's out there listening to the channel. Our goal is to inform and let you go out there and do your own research. And as we bring up information, or if we find out something that we just want to put out on the air, we try to bring it and present it to you in a way where you have an option to elect if you want what you want to do with it. And so far, we tried a lot of different things over the years. I want to do this while I got some time, since Pastor is not on the air, since nobody's on the air. I want to do this. I want to remind you that we have a couple of people out there running for office. One of them is this lady right here. And I'm going to bring her up to the stage as soon as she comes up. I got to remove this. Dr. Shirley McKellar is running for office, running for mayor in Tyler, Texas. If you're listening and you're out there and you want a good representative down in Tyler, Texas, go out and vote for Dr. Shirley McKellar. Please go out and vote for her. She's just like Jasmine Crockett. You see Jasmine Crockett behind me over here. You see Jasmine Crockett behind me. I want y'all to go out and support Dr. McKellar the same way that we support, that we're asking you to go out and vote for everybody else. She's running for the mayor. She's a local election. If you're in the Tyler area or you can support her in any way, please go out there and support Dr. McKellar. Before we get off the air, there's one more person that I want to bring up, and she's running in a local election right here in Houston. Her name is Montreal Peterson. She's running for a campaign kickoff has already started, and she's running for elect her out of Fort Bend County. Her husband came on the air. His name was Pete. He came on the air not too long ago. He was an ex-military guy. He went from private. And trust me, Montreal got some stories that she can tell. Pastor, can you say something? Oh, man, here we go. I don't know what's going on. Pastor, can you say something now? Can you say something now? I'm gonna try to mute myself and see if I can get you on. I'm gonna get Pastor call in. Just call in on the telephone. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Call in on the telephone, Pastor, and I'm gonna try to get you up. I tried to bring you in, but we have. I'm gonna say this. Let me text Pastor while I'm sitting here talking. Montreal Peterson. She has a nonprofit organization that she runs, and we're gonna try to get her back on the show if we can. If we can, we're gonna try to get her back on the show and see if she can tell us a little bit about what she's doing. Well, see, one of the things that Byron Glass always says, and if it's anybody in your area that's possibly running for office that we haven't got hold of in a local election, we need to make sure we support them. That's the only way we're gonna change this. What's going on in the world? See, they changed this for us. They changed this for us. They changed it, and they did the same thing that we're doing, running behind the scenes, getting people in office in local elections is just as important as getting people in office at a national level. But we need to support our local candidates, and I'm going to try to get Montreal to come on. I'm going to try to get Dr. McKellar back on within the new year, and I'm going to have this stuff worked out because I am at a loss right now on what's going on, and we still live. I still see everybody out there. I can switch my cameras. And maybe it's something that I did in the background, but Pastor Riggins, just a minute. I'm gonna cut the Bluetooth on. Bluetooth on. Pastor Riggins, can you hear me? Pastor Riggins, say something. You should be on the same line as me. Pastor Riggins, I believe I'm off. Something is going on with our sound system, and I know I'm on. Only thing that I know I'm live on is I'm gonna have to do something. Something is definitely going on. I can see myself. My lips are moving. So with StreamYard, I just want to say, go out and vote for Montreal Peterson. And I hate that our show took this turn. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you feel like you was informed on something. And with that being said, I'm gonna say this is our first show. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. So the only thing that I'm gonna say is we're gonna kind of get out of here right now. I'm gonna try to resolve some of the issues that we're having right now for the next show. I enjoyed it. I think that we had a great podcast. Pastor Riggins and Byron Glass did come on. And we had a great podcast. There was so many other ways that we could have went, but this was something that they really wanted to do, and we just can't get past it right now. So, with that being said, I'm gonna play Pastor Riggins tonight. I just want to say, with everything that's going on, I want to say a prayer. Father, we know that the world is in turmoil. We know that you got everything in your hands. Everything is under control, and I know that at this time, that's probably the I'm gonna say it, and Father, forgive me. It must be they don't want us to talk about, because we're talking about things in the future, Father. We don't just digest. We don't just digest what they put out to us, Father. We try to reach out and do some research on our own and try to figure out what's going on. So, Father, I just got to say, put your arms on each and every one of us that's within this radio listening, and the ones that's out there. Give them a voice. Let them know that this is the first Tuesday in year 2026. We got a lot of time to go. In March, they should be getting ready for the elections. Father, put your hand in it, Father. That's all we asking. Put your hand in it. Put your hand in it, Father. In your name, I'm going to say amen. Amen. With that being said, I'm going to say, hey, thank you for listening in. And I appreciate your input. We'll be back here next Tuesday with less problems. And Ron won't be the only one on the air. And I'm going to have to get this worked out the best way I can. And I tried everything that I could do. If you're out there in Instagram, I still see you. We going off the air tonight at 8:30, which is right now. So I want to say thank God, thank God, thank God. And we're going to continue this march. Take care. take care of your families most of all. Reach out and touch each and every member of your family. Try to reach out to them once a day and just make sure that they're all right. You never know what's going on. And that one call or that one checking up on somebody, it don't even have to be your family member. You call them friends, check up on them too. Always check up on your people. With that being, I'm getting stuck on that. That sounds like it's a mantra. With that being said, but I just want to see if we can do this one more time before we get out of here. Pastor, believe it or not, I can hear you now.
Yes, sir. I had to shut the whole computer down again, man. I think they're really on to us.
I think they're on to us too, because Byron left. I couldn't hear anything. Pastor, I already say the prayer and everything.
You said a prayer?
I did.
Yeah, don't give up that quick, brother.
I wasn't trying to give up, but what happened was I wanted to, while we was at a point where we had put out a bunch of information.
Yes, sir.
I just didn't want to go without saying the prayer. And if they got y'all, I knew it was only a matter of time before they would get me. So I went ahead and said the prayer. I'm so glad that you came back in, Pastor.
Yeah, man, I had to shut down the whole computer. I mean, I went to did a test mic 2 times. I went outside of the browser, outside of the show a couple of times. So then I shut down the whole computer and came back.
Wow.
Literally, I'm not superstitious and all that stuff, but I do believe that there are some ways that they can monitor. Keywords might be going across that comes out, whatever, through StreamYard or YouTube, or whatever, that gets somebody's attention somewhere. We're probably low level, we're not no threat to anybody, but the fact that our propaganda against them, so they would call it, they want to hear all that, hear all the stuff that we're saying.
It's almost like I was saying before when you left off the air, it sounds like we're ahead of the ball game. We're showing on maps where the potential for China to come in and invade the Gulf. Even though we're talking about the same thing, he still shouldn't have went in there and took that president. But the type of issues that we're talking about, that's what you call, as we always say, playing chess instead of checkers, because you got to go down the line a little bit. You got to go down the road.
Yeah. So
and try to see where he's at. And that's what I was talking about while you was off the air. And I know you was trying to say something. So, Pastor, I don't care if we have to say a prayer again, but if you got something else you want to add to the conversation, come on in, Pastor.
I was just saying that, hey, that it froze and I couldn't. Could you hear me? And I couldn't hear you. And then finally, I decided, hey, like right now, it's delayed motion. It's in delayed motion.
It is delayed.
Yeah, delayed motion. So it's almost like we're being recorded. I don't know.
We're being recorded. We're not being recorded. We're recorded. We're not being recorded. And so it's going back and forth tonight. And
no, I mean, like might be being recorded by outside source. It might be, yeah.
Or blocked or something.
Glass gone. They got him in Louisiana.
Hey. Yeah, Barron came on 2 or 3 times. He was having a problem. I saw him trying to move around a little bit, but they must have got Byron in Louisiana. They don't want to hear the truth, Pastor. They want us to be fussing among each other. They want us to be talking about each other's channel.
Yeah, you remember
when we was doing that, we had the whole airways.
Remember we used to, on the Blog Talk Radio, when Citizen X would show up, and we thought he was talking all the right stuff for us, but I think he was monitoring us. And then remember that guy who claimed he lived in Baton Rouge, we was from Nigeria, we're coming on the Republican. Yeah. So hey man, we used to this. People don't understand, but really people all they see on the surface is, hey, I want to go get me a slushie, I want to buy me a new pair of shoes, I like a new purse, or I want to get a new suit, or I want some new Jordans, or I want to go to the basketball game, I want to go to the football game. They don't understand what really be going on. I mean, entertainment is good and all that stuff is good. I mean, enjoying life is good, buying a new house, all is good, but know that there's stuff going on behind the scenes to keep people in their place, keep people quiet, all that kind of stuff. And so this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. People might say, well, now y'all talking crazy. No, we're not. We've been at this game since, I've been at the game with y'all since 2014, 13, something like that.
Probably 13 or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, it comes with the territory. You know, so I remember back when I was for a long time, man. They used to have these Lincoln Continental, black Lincoln Continental. When I be going to work, maybe from 2010 to 2013 in A-Leaf. I mean, like I was, like from my neighborhood all the way down to A-Leaf. Look, I was being followed. I thought surveillance. I thought nothing ever came out of it. But I'm trying.
It wouldn't surprise me, Pastor. You know that they'll spend money on peons like us.
Yeah.
But they won't spend that kind of money on people like Donald Trump and his son-in-law that's flying everywhere, making deals because his father-in-law is in the office, his daughter signing contracts and all that. Yeah. They won't get them because they want us.
Yeah.
They would want to follow us. I remember when I can't think of that pastor that you brought on out of Brenham. What was his name?
George Nelson Jr.
Yeah, I remember when George Nelson was coming on, and he was telling us some of the stuff that he was going through, and you was telling us some of the exact same stuff that you were going through, and we have been doing this. That this got to a point where you have to be prepared for everything. You can't, if you're going. Sometimes you just have to tell the truth. Am I right, Pastor? Sometimes you can't hide or run away from the truth. You just got to tell it. We done talked about so much stuff on this on just in the past year. Hopefully we get a chance to go back and review some of it, Pastor, because it was some dynamite statements made.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't just gas, put the pedal to the gas and don't let up. It wasn't just if you don't vote in the next elections, this is over with. This thing called democracy is gone.
Yeah. No. Tonight, whatever all stuff we said tonight, chop it up and put it together. I want you to chop it up.
And most of all, go do your own research.
All right. But I'm telling you to chop it up and put it how you be doing on Two Gents.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Chop this stuff and put it out there. I'm not because people gotta know, man. People have to know.
I'm gonna do that because I think our shorts reaches a lot of people's because you can they pick them up and they share them. I don't know which one it was that we did, Pastor. It was something that you were saying. I think that thing got over. It took off. Last time I looked at it, it was 34,000 people. 34,000.
It texted that to me. That's probably why, because once you go start getting that kind of spotlight on it, that somebody somewhere starts saying, "Hey, let's see what these boys talking about," and they probably say the word "boys" too.
Yeah, they say the word "boys," but what they try to do. See what they talking about. They try to suppress it. They try to suppress you.
Yeah.
And Pastor Riggins, I brought up two people that was running for office before we get out of here.
I saw the Crockett up there.
Huh?
I saw the Crockett up there whenever I was
I got Crockett as my background. I'm gonna run that to midterm elections.
I thought you had a picture of somebody up there when I was trying to
talk. I did. I wanted to talk about these. I had I'm gonna bring him up again. That's Montreal Peterson. You remember Pete Peterson that we had on the air? I call him Pete, with the military guy. His wife is running for office in Fort Bend. She wants to be the Fort Bend County Clerk over there.
Okay.
So she's running for office. And then we don't want to forget about our very own Dr. McKellar that's running for mayor in Tyler, Texas. Anything y'all can do to help those two people, please go out and support them. They family, so to speak. We don't bring them up under our wing. Dr. McKellar been here for a long time. She did a show on here. But Montreal Peterson, Pastor, you want to know a story? If ever you want to have somebody come in and motivate your young girls in your church, you need to listen to a story. I don't want to put it out here now because I'm trying to get her to come on the air. Okay. And hopefully, maybe next week we can get her to come on the air. And once you hear her and Pete's story all the way through, she has a book out there.
Bring her and her husband on.
Yeah. Her and Pete. Man, they're a couple. I mean, they're a couple. I met them. Pete was still in the service when I met him, and they decided to come. They was choosing between South Carolina and Texas to come and stay. They had houses in both. They had a house in South Carolina, but they were stationed in Virginia Beach, so they had two houses. I don't want to put all the information out there, but they chose to come back home to Texas. And if you could, Pastor, I guarantee you, if you hear their story, you gonna want to hear it again and again and again.
Yes, sir.
Because they overcome all kind of odds. So it's almost like what you always tell us about you growing up in Louisiana, in a little bitty town, and your parents and your brothers become ministers, and they spread out and they're abroad and everything like that.
Yes, sir.
Their story ain't quite like yours, but they made it from where they was, and it was like they wasn't supposed to make it.
Yes, sir. I understand.
So I as a matter of fact, as soon as I get off the telephone, I'm gonna reach it. As soon as I get off the air tonight, I'm gonna reach out to Montreal. So, Pastor, tonight, this is our first time in this year. Is there anything that you would like to add or make people aware of that you want them to listen to? Because I don't. I'm gonna say it again. I don't hear it in mainstream media. Maybe after tonight they get some, because we've been off the air for 2 weeks. They probably haven't had anything to talk about. I'm not bragging.
Right. Well, I understand that because Muslim Blog Talk Radio is like that. Like people who have bigger platforms sometimes will come in and listen what we're talking about and then put it out on a bigger platform and try to own themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, we done kept a lot of producers employed on other stations because we had people that was calling in from all over. We had people calling in from Flint, Michigan when the water was bad.
Mm-hmm.
We even went through Malcolm X's house that they were trying to tear down in Detroit. And that was Aaron Sims.
Right.
We
had
we
Dick
even
Gregory
had
on.
Huh?
And we had Dick Gregory on.
We had Dick Gregory on, and then we had Bishop L.J. Guillory out of California. He brought in a lot of information what was going on the West Coast.
Yes,
so
sir.
we were stretched, and then we even had Gus Trent coming out of Florida.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we had Mr. Donnie Walker, and he went from Baltimore, and Donnie ended up moving to Texas.
Right. Didn't one time we had Benjamin Crump tied up somewhere in some of our stuff? Or was it with Reverend Dixon that probably? I had Benjamin Crump on line with me one day, on one of these platforms where
we might have when he was small, not when he was big. We didn't have a lot of people when they were smaller because we had Dr. McKellis would bring on people too.
Yeah.
And then we had Rihanna out of Kentucky, and she would bring in information because you know who state that is, Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell,
he so she would add in. Then we had Michael Hanley. Mm-hmm. That was he was something in Texas. I forgot, but Michael knew a lot of people in Texas.
Yes.
So it was so many people that we didn't have on these airways. I tell people that I'm blessed.
You're movers and shakers.
I'm blessed. I may not be at the top. I haven't had the privilege of having Roland Martin on, or even Jasmine Crockett. But we're just one step. We're one person away from each one of those people.
We get Roland Martin, Jasmine Crockett, or Don Lemon,
or Don Lemon, or Joy Reid.
Yeah,
just one of them to come on. Not your producers listening in, taking stuff, and then taking it to you and say, "Oh, I have this great idea, Roland. What you think about this?" Joy Reid, I have this great idea. What you think about this? Because they listen to some little old people from Houston, Texas, and Louisiana that come up with different subject matters all the time. Byron Glass out of Louisiana, and Byron was going back and forth from the house at one time, and he was broadcasting from the house in Louisiana. So
that's right. Spoken
yeah.
glass.
So we just have to realize that, and I'm talking, Pastor. I'm not talking about the old shows. I'm talking about Byron. You remember just this past year, he was sitting at the house going to fight up there, Black Lives Matter, when he brought on, what was her name, Melanie Salisbury and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we had golly, what was the guy's name? John. We had a lot of people come on the air. So, Pastor, I done ran my mouth enough. We done talked enough. I'm gonna let you talk for a little while. Oh, one thing that's local. I'm gonna say this. Local. How did the play go off?
Oh man, it was wonderful, man. It was wonderful, brother. I need to send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link for the church's the whole toy giveaway from the church's page. And if you look on our church's, I haven't changed it yet. The church's profile picture is a capture of the play at the end of it. When we're doing the actual, when the John Legend is singing Jesus with a Wonderful Child, and we're about to do the credits and stuff, and they're all around the baby Jesus. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And the young people had it easy. It was easy. We thank you, Ron Spikes. Ron Spikes produced and was the voice and the collaborator of our the first Christmas story of United Covenant Hope Church Youth. Put together our older saints, our younger older saints, did all the voices though, like animated. Ron was able to manufacture it through the StreamYard and produce it for us. And then the young people came in, the teenagers came in and actually acted out as though to the words and the music and all that Ron did. Thank you very much, Ron Spikes. That was for our Home for Christmas, a Home for the Holidays, December the 21st, which we had our Christmas worship, had to play and gave away bicycles and toys and stuff to about 70 kids.
Wow.
It was the third time.
That's
Harvey Angels is a nonprofit that we do it every year.
Yeah, that's Pastor A.F. Riggins. Next year, we're going to have to get everybody involved in it, Pastor. We ain't going to be involved in midterm elections. We're going to hopefully be back on a regular cycle.
Yes,
we can get more people involved in it, including myself coming over there. I had all intentions of bringing my grandson over there just to show him that what it looks like in the church to participate.
And when you see all those toys, I'm gonna send you the photo. I'm gonna send you the link. You're gonna see all the toys and everything they had and everything. And you'll see.
And that's what it's about. Sometimes you have to go out and do it. And Pastor, and you gave me some kudos, but I'm gonna give you some kudos. Sometimes Pastor goes out and every church that I've been to, he's into it 100% from top to bottom, every which way. He's not one of the ministers that stand up there and we need an offering plate for this. Then when you see somebody come in the door, he's bringing out a different offering plate and all the rest. You're going to learn something at Pastor's church. And his people are the nicest people you ever want to meet. And I don't know if Pastor, I don't think I even told you this. I was sitting at the table that I was sitting at that night.
The banquet, yes, sir.
The lady didn't even know me. But she said, I kept on listening to your voice. She said, you're the guy from the podcast with Pastor Ray.
Yeah.
I said, yep, that's me. She said, you're Ron. I said, yep.
Because what I do every Tuesday night, I send the link out to my church chat group. I post on my page and I send out to the chat group. And every Tuesday night. Because we have to impact our community, our city, and our world.
Yeah.
Joshua Legend has a song out now. I want to have church on the Monday. I want to have church on the Tuesday. You got to hear that. Church on Wednesday.
I got to hear it. I'm going to look it up as soon as we off there.
I'm going to send it to you. I don't just want church on the Sunday. What about church on the Monday, Tuesday? In other words, what are we doing in the real world?
So we should be, so what they're basically saying is that you should be acting.
Yes, sir. Outside
you should be acting your part.
Yeah.
When you're out in the real world.
Right.
It just don't happen on Sundays when you put on your suit coat.
Right.
And you get up there and sing them old hymns and you clapping your hands and you telling the young kids, I need you to do this and you're smiling and you got that big smile. But when you go back out into the regular world, you blowing your horn, cussing out everybody on your way home. Then you get home, you cussing out your kids because you had a bad day. What Pastor is basically saying is that you got to take that with you everywhere that you go.
Yes, sir.
Even the season, Pastor.
Yes,
during the holiday season, people change.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you doing? Let me get that for you. Let me open that door for you. Let me hold this for you. How's your day? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
It should be happening all
They do
year
that
long.
during the season.
Right. The song's called Teach Me How to Have Church on the Monday. And they go through the whole song. And at the end, they say, Teach me how to have church on the Sunday. You know what that means? If you ain't gonna have church on the Monday, you don't know how to have church on the Sunday.
Whoo. Pastor, I got another pastor. I think you met him one time, but I'm gonna bring him back in. And he's a young guy. He needs to hear what you're saying. Because if he can hear what you're saying, he has a different ministry that's out there that he can take that on to his ministry. And even what you did with the Christmas program, Pastor, I know, and here was a blooper that you probably didn't tell nobody about, or I don't know. But see, I couldn't get all them kids' names right.
Yeah. So I had to go on and say, you could say those.
So Pastor got on there and he said, Ron, this is what you need to say. He said, Ron, you need to say this. And he read, I mean, it was perfect. And I think I cut up the volume a little bit so I can make sure that I got that part. So when I got on there, I said,
Right,
I say, this has been a Pastor Riggins production. And I didn't say nothing else after then. I just brought Pastor Riggins on to finish it out. I say, man, man, but I ain't gonna say nothing because I can't do it, Pastor. I can't do it. I gotta go. I gotta go. Because everybody listening in. But that was Ron. Ron made a big mistake. You should have heard the first take for Ron trying to pronounce those names.
Yeah.
That was,
man, but it's just like being a teacher on the first day of school, and I've taught mostly in the hood, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Taught schools, and those students have all type of different names. You can't pronounce them. All you should say is, I apologize. Tell me how to pronounce your name. And I used to be saying,
why your mama? I know you be saying, why your mama name you Kavasi?
Orange yellow. Orange yellow. Get it? Orange and yellow.
and some of them, and I'm gonna talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z. Blue, nighttime, yellow, nighttime, right. Whatever they call their kids.
West, north,
yeah, northwest. Hell, I'm just saying, you ain't gonna know what kind of parents they got, because I ain't gonna say nothing. I got to leave that alone because I got two of them too, with the same. But Tamika's a common name. Tamika's kind of more of a common name, but it wasn't when we named her Tamika. It was just getting out there.
Yeah.
And my youngest daughter's named LaRonda.
Yeah.
So that's different. Yeah. I guess they say I'm just as crazy as you.
Listen. My dad was in the Bible doing it. He didn't want Abraham, John, and Isaac, and Jacob. He wanted Aquila, Bartholomew, Cephas, and Thaddeus.
Now, have you ever seen anybody with your first name?
No, only women, and it's with two L's instead of one L. So Aquila means eagle in Latin with one L, a male's name. You put two L's in it, it's a girl's name. And that's why I go by A.F. Riggins, because I know you don't know who I am, and you're a bill collector, or you're somebody that's a scam artist.
They don't know who you are.
Or no, telemarketer, when they say, is Miss Aquila Riggins there? No, she's not here. Bye, block.
That's a dead giveaway, Pastor.
Miss Aquila Riggins, she's not here. Bye, block. You can't serve.
That's a dead giveaway because I ain't never heard of anybody in sports, TV, or anywhere named Aquila. Nobody. I'm surprised I was able to pronounce it. And that's the only because I heard.
Aquila and Priscilla, they were tent makers and worked with Paul. Paul was kind of preacher bivocational like me. He made tents. And actually in the Bible, Priscilla, the wife, did more teaching than Aquila, the husband.
Wow.
So Paul would say, greet Priscilla and Aquila. He would put her name first.
Wow. Yeah. So, Pastor, I'm going to say it like this. Did you go to school today?
I went to work, not the students. We were doing
okay. Well, I'm going to let you get some rest. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah, I got to get it. I got to get it 6:15 in the morning. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to let you say a prayer and get us up out of here. And it's always a pleasure, Pastor. I enjoy it. I'm going to try to get the Petersons on next week if I can. And if not, it's enough out there to talk about.
Hey, Ron, come on, check us out on 11 o'clock a.m. on Sundays now. Man, God has blessed us at our church to go to another level in our music ministry. We have
I saw him. It was a brother was at the program.
Yes, sir. Johnny B. Williams.
He can sing and play. What was his name? Say his name again.
Minister Johnny B. Williams.
Man, y'all got to go out and check this brother out. He is cold. And then Pastor be singing. Pastor have his mic on sometimes singing background. So, it's two great people out there singing. So I'm going to tell you, go put out your address.
You watch it like that.
No, I watch it. I sing you, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
I hear you. You don't think I'll be paying attention. I'm one of them that's always on the internet. And I got something that I want to do. And I'm going to put it out to you on the air right now. I got a cousin that has a church on that side of town. I'm going to introduce y'all so y'all can start fellowshipping in some kind of way.
Okay, we look forward to it.
Yeah, he's right off of Homestead over there. I'm going to try to introduce y'all so y'all start fellowshipping somehow, because he's doing the same thing. He's giving the word of God.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, and I know without a doubt that you and him that y'all got the same spirit.
Well, looking forward
He's a PK kid too. He grew up a PK kid too.
Oh man, yeah, we need to get together.
So I'm gonna make that happen. So
people don't
Pastor,
understand. People don't understand the life of a pre-K kid. Did I turn around and did it to my kids too? But hey, but God, hey, I can't. But God, you know, if God calls you to it, you don't run from it. Yeah. Let me pray.
Can't run away from it.
Father, I thank you for the opportunity to enter this new year. It's January the 6th, 2026. And we're still yet in the land of the living, still here with a mind to do what you call for us to do. And we thank you for the opportunity to impact our community, our city, and our world. Thank you for Ron Spikes and Baron Glass. Thank you for our listeners and all those involved. These are troublesome times in some ways, challenging times, but also we know that you're still in control. And if you've given us for this year in our ministry that the kingdom of God is the only thing that's going to prevail, and the king is here. It is not the king of the United States, not the king of Russia, not the king of China, any other place. It's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And we magnify him and glorify him. And we leave this platform and not his presence. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Say amen, amen. And thank you, Pastor, for delivering that word. And Pastor, I always have to remind you of this. Tell them what's going on Wednesdays.
Wednesday night, our Bible study, we start a new series on this tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. You go to my Facebook page, Aquila Fernell Riggins. That's where it go live at, and we simulcast it out through United Covenant Hope Church of God, Sugarland Church of God. What you call them, 7 o'clock p.m. We start a new study, a new book tomorrow night. We start book by book, chapter by chapter, and verse by verse. We look forward to you to come and see what the new book is tomorrow as we begin to study for the year 2026. God bless you.
Pastor, I'm gonna build a banner. So when we come to the end of the program, I'm gonna put your link on it and everything. And you give me some more information. I'm gonna put all that together, or I might just go out to your church page if you got anything up about what's going on Wednesday nights. I'll just copy that and make sure that we have it toward the end of the show, because we're gonna need everything that we can get to get through this year.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much. We gonna do it. We're gonna do it. This is a different year, new year. I got some new gear. As you can see, I'm sitting tall.
I see that.
I got I'm using a new camera. I got another camera that's over there. I don't know if I can click over there now, because this thing started giving me problems earlier. I thought it was me, but come to find out it wasn't just me. So, Pastor, I got some new stuff I'm working on, trying to incorporate. I got some new scenes, as you see.
Yeah.
Where I can bring you up and have Byron right there in that empty spot at the bottom, whoever's on the talk, who's ever talking.
You working?
I got it set up where we can go back and forth. Just develop some new stuff where we can look a little bit more professional during the upcoming cycle in the upcoming year. So,
yes, sir.
Y'all stick with us. Stick with us. We're going somewhere. Pastor, love you, man. Love you, man.
God bless
you. I love you, and all our listeners, we love you too. Just stick with us. We got some new things coming, and we're going to get out of here so Pastor can go teach those kids in the morning. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
God bless you too, Pastor.
Yes.